Hey everybody, it's Bradley. I decided to analyze the group of actors and theater kids. We are low avoidance to uncertainty. You never know where your next job's going to come from. You're always auditioning and never really putting all your eggs into one basket because you have to keep moving forward. Of course, you're never going to know even if you're going to book anything at all. They say you hear 100 no's before you hear your first yes that gets your break into the business. Context, very highly contextual. I'm sure I don't need to explain this, but every twitch of the eye, every change in the tone of the voice, every little thing matters when it comes to the meaning of a scene and the meaning of what a character needs from an interaction. Actors have both a high and low power distance. There are some directors who are very specific. They want things done in an exact way. From the way that you say the line to the way that you stand, everything. And then there are other directors still yet that want to have a dialogue with their actors, and they'll say, what do you think about this? What's your take on this? And then they try to kind of help guide, but not really have a full hands-on approach. Of course, actors are very individualistic. You want to stand out in the audition. If you don't, you're not going to get the job, or you're just going to stand in the background, and that's the goal is to kind of get past that point, right? I think that most actors are more on the feminine side of achievement, where it is motivation. I want to live the lifestyle that I want to live rather than I want to have all of these achievements, because the vast majority of actors are obviously not going to be, Tom Hanks. In terms of the perception of time, I think we perceive time as more monochromistic, which is really surprising to me, just because all of the other concepts, they kind of have this common thread, this idea that this culture values freedom, and monochromistic is obviously very strict and not very free. So I did kind of find that interesting. We are a very high indulgence culture, cast parties and showmances and traveling on impulse to go to this big audition somewhere. All of those things are very indicative of a high indulgent society. Like I said, the time perception was really surprising to me. Now, analyzing these 7 taxonomies was pretty awesome in the way that it takes more specific differences among kind of commonalities as a whole. So like I said, the main active word when it comes to this culture is freedom. It's a life of freedom. But there are specific differences between a culture that values freedom in these smaller specific ideas. I think understanding these cultural dimensions can kind of give you some insight on, if there's a culture that has different values from you. For instance, if you are an artist and you decide to work in a corporate workspace, then you can kind of start to understand, okay, they don't value high context. They want, if in a finance, you want to be more logical and you want to treat everyone the same. So if you have a higher pitched voice whenever you're greeting so and so, and then you're here, then that's going to be no go